All right, guys, this is the recap for October 27th, 2025. Let's get into it here. I'm going to first show you the CIZs that took place here on the watch list. If you look on the watch list here, we had some attempts, and I'm going to go through these on the trading chart too, so you can see how these played out. But you can see we had, attempts. We had an attempt on MSTR. You kind of won, and then she failed on you. Same thing with Hood. Normally don't have Hood up here, but I have it up today because I did take a trade on Hood, and you can see we had a nice move on Tesla. Hasn't hit the zero line yet, but it's on its way down, a little choppy. And then look at the beautiful CIZ on NVDA. So these are all the CIZ trades that took place. Meta, kind of expensive, just kind of trading sideways, a little choppy, so nothing on Meta there. But let's jump in. Let's talk about AMD right away here. I think Amy took this one here down to the CIZ on a continuation. And so first thing you have to notice on the 90-minute, you are coming into the 50 SMA. If you're taking it to the downside, you're counter trending. Okay, you can see everything is bullish. We do get a crossover here kind of at the open on the 5-minute, right? And then we have AMD also at the open, which is showing moving averages lining up for a move to the downside. And so when would you enter into this trade? Well, I don't like these ones at the open. I will not take these anymore at all. Been burned too many times. So we have this one here. We wait for the retest. Waiting for the 5-minute fair value gap at this point. So we get a 5-minute fair value gap at 10 o'clock. And then it's doubled up on the 90 seconds. So you get two fair value gaps here. So remember what I was saying. When you get that break below the pre-market low, right? And you're ready to make that move to the downside, all your moving averages are in order. Try to get the two fair value gaps on the 5 and the 90 second to kind of confirm your move to the downside. It really helps. If you have one and not the other, it can be somewhat ambiguous sometimes, but these doubles actually work out. Then you have an arrow here to the downside also, which represents your crossover back at the open here. So everything is in line for a move to the downside. Okay, here's that crossover taking place. And Amy took this down to the CIZ because of the contradicting moving averages, right? We're moving into it, so there's no sense in trying to hang on to this past the CIZ. You can see even cut a little bit early before it moved to the upside. Now we have the CIZ trade, right? Because we had a red fair value gap in the 15, we kind of somewhat want to wait till we get price above the 9 EMA just to kind of confirm the trend change here on the 90 second. And you can see we do get that with a green fair value gap right here. And that's also followed up by twin fair value gaps on the 5-minute and the 90 second. Plus you have the counter trends over here. So really good move to the upside, and it's still moving. I mean, look at that nice move. You never would have gotten stopped out. Even though it had a pullback here, you did not get the stop out. You did not get a stop out at all. And this here, right now, AMD would have been a monster move, up 2.5%, $6.30 on AMD. So look at that move there. A little bit of FOMO. The trade that I took this morning, let's go to Hood. Also recorded some of these live so you can watch the trades live at the end of this video here. Hood also has one of those setups that I like, but didn't turn out. I didn't play this, but I just want to show you. See how it kind of comes up and then it hooks up like this and then continues to the upside. But this pulled back. We didn't get that continuation, so I'll show it to you on Tesla here. But anyways, so what do we got here on Hood? Originally, I had my eyes set on Palantir, maybe some Tesla. I was getting ready to take Tesla, but it was a no-go. I wanted a fair value gap above the, I think it was the 445 level on Tesla, but we'll come back to that one in a second. But ended up taking Hood right here because I have a break right here at 937, and we have a nice move to the upside. Now look at everything we got is going for us here. We have bullish. Everything is bullish on all the time frames. And so I looked at Hood and I thought, well, if we're going to take a trade, this is going to be the one right here. Expected a little bit of a bigger move on it, but not bad. You can see we do get the arrow here. Our entry somewhere's in here at about 145, 146-ish. You can see we did also get above 145, which was the pre-market high, was right in here at the 0 line. So we moved up here. Like I said, once again, here's your green fair value gap. Here's your entry in here. And we had a 2% move, $3 move on hood to the upside. Didn't pay as much as I thought it would, but still not a bad payday. So that was hood. Now you can see hood now is working the crush it zone. You know, does it win a little bit, but it's not something we would generally take at a CIZ just because of the way the moving averages are. So this is definitely not a CIZ trade, even though it does get a little bit of a win on it. Okay. Let's go to Tesla. What do we notice on Tesla? So we're getting the bullish crossover on the 90. We are bullish on the 15. We're bullish on the 5, also with the crossover here with the 2050. And we do get the fair value gap at the open. Not a fan of those at the open, like I said. And coming back over here to the 90 second, looking for that entry, right? See if I can squeeze this up a little bit, make it easier to see. All right, so here is the 90 second. Where am I looking to get into this trade here? We had a nice impulsive candle right here. And I'll be honest, I was expecting a possibility of a new candle here with a green fair value gap here on this break. And I was getting ready with 745s. I know some of you guys jumped in a little early, but never got that green fair value gap. You can see it came back, and this is why we do the weighting that we do, right? So it didn't close. It didn't show up. It pulls back. Then it breaks the level again. We get our green fair value gap, and now we got Tesla to the upside, and you can see the difference playing these fair value gaps, right? Waiting for that fair value gap right here. This is almost the same candle. This one's bigger, but you can see that this one has a green fair value gap. This one does not, and the rest is history. We do have a little bit of a freak out candle here. Right here, you're thinking, oh my gosh, but you got to trust the system because over 90% of the time, these do work out. And so that was a really nice trade on Tesla. And I also recorded this one too, so you'll see this trade here at the end of the video. There was a sort of a down to VWAP. We did have a crush it zone trade. Once again, we wouldn't be looking at a CIZ on this one, you guys, just because of the moving averages and the momentum to the upside. So there really isn't a trade on the CIZ here, even though it did have a little bit of a win down to VWAP. And that was worth about, let me see here real quick. It was about a $2.83 move. So you definitely would have made some good money on the CIZ had you taken it. But you wouldn't have gotten in until you broke down here. So let's see here. I wonder if I'm looking at this right. We don't have a CIZ on this. But the problem I'm having here, guys, is my 90 second is showing a CIZ. Is that correct? On one chart, but the other one's not. Interesting enough. All right. Well, we'll come back to that. I think my Fibonacci's are off a little bit on the charts. So I do have oh, here it is right here. That's what I'm looking at. Here's your CIZ up here, and here's your VWAP. So they're on. They're on right. Sorry. Just kind of lost where I was there on the chart. Any questions on Tesla? I think Tesla was a tricky one. I know, like I said, a couple of you guys got into this one a little bit early. I know you were listening to me, and I said I was getting ready to get in at 745s, just waiting for that green fair value gap, and it never showed up. So that's a sign that momentum is being lost, and you can see that we ended up losing that momentum to the downside. And then regaining it again here at about 958. Another trade I took was on NVDA to the downside to the CIZ. Let's look at this one here. You can see at the open, we are showing bullish on the open on the 90. We're showing bullish on the 15 minute. We are showing bearish on the 5. So that means that we're going to most likely have a run to the downside. And at the open here, we were also bearish. Okay. So didn't take anything on this right away. This was the last trade I took, but just so you can see how this works out. We do get a 15-minute fair value gap. I have a 5-minute fair value gap in here. So watching these take place right in here, I looked at this red fair value gap in the 5. I got the red fair value gap on the 90-second as we're breaking lows, right, and pre-market. So as we're breaking lows, I get into this trade here. I think it was 10:18-ish, somewhere in there, right when I got that 15-minute showed up. So I took this down just a little bit. Quick scalp trade down to the CIZ here for about 0.5%. I also recorded this trade so you can see it. But this is an all-out CIZ trade. You're going into the 50s on the 15 and the 90. Okay? So this is an all-out CIZ trade. You can see once you get into this one here, we do got to wait. We do have a 15-minute fair value gap in here. So we do want to wait a little bit. If that 15-minute fair value gap was not in here on the 15, I would most likely just jump into the trade right down here at the CIZ. But because that 15 showed up, you're going to get into this trade kind of right in here. And you can see that this had a really good move to the upside of about 0.75%, $1.42. Not the biggest win in the world, but still a nice predictable trade on NVDA. But that AMD is really kicking butt, isn't it? What else do we want to take a peek at? There's really nothing else to look at here, you guys. You know, we can look at Palantir real quick just to see what we had here. Now, I didn't take it because of the chop, but let's just say you're taking it based on the strategy and nothing else matters. And that was it. Here is your first green fair value gap at the open. I tell you I don't like these ones. I do want to break the pre-market high. The thing is choppy. And you do get an arrow in here and this down candle here. So if you decided to get in here, you could have somehow mustered a 1.2% move out of Palantir, but it would have been a choppy move. But there was a winning move here. Okay. Going to MSTR. Let me know if there's another ticker you guys want to take a peek at. So once again, just playing our strategy the way we play it. I don't like them at the open. Here is your second red fair value gap, breaking pre-market lows to the downside. We do get a pullback, but regardless of where you would have gotten in, whether it was here or up here, you had a decent winning move down to the CIZ on MSTR. Now, MSTR did try to take and make an attempt in the CIZ here and failed. It is showing very weak, and it is bullish overall in the larger time frames. But on the 90 here, it is showing a little bit of a bullish move to the upside at the open. So I wouldn't be, selling the trade too much on this just because everything gapped up this morning, and it's Monday. So we'll see how that plays out. We could end up getting a second attempt at the CIZ for a move to the upside, but right now there really isn't any trade on MSTR other than the fact that if you just taken the fact that you did get the red fair value gap here, you broke the 200 SMA, and the rest is history. She's to the downside. Let's go to Meta. Once again, not our number one pick, but had we had to take a trade on it, where would that have taken place? We do have the green fair value gap at the open with the arrow. You can see immediately price comes back down, so you are going to wait. You do end up getting another green fair value gap later on, right in here. This is a little soupy right in here, and it ends up being about a 0.3 or $2.30 move there on Meta. Now let's keep looking at Meta here because it does break to the downside. And one of the things we have going for us here is you get two fair value gaps. You get the 5-minute, and then you have the 90-second with the arrow. So expecting probably a bigger move on Meta to the downside here, about $2.78 if we can get down that far to the previous day, or to the 0.382 actually. So that's Meta. Anything else you guys want to see? Otherwise, that's it. That was the trades for the day. I'm going to put the live trades that I took earlier today. I'll put those at the end of this video so you can take a peek at them. But if you guys have nothing else, that's it. We're done for today. That was our recap. So we'll watch Meta here now. Probably head down to that support line here real quick. There we go. All right. Take care, you guys. Have a good afternoon, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Hey, test if we can get a pulse of move to the high of day. Geez, a kind of a crappy impulsive move there. There we go. What takes him off there? Get your green and be done. And then let your trailers run. Get your green and be done here on Tesla and let your trailers run. Okay. Looking for the CIZ on Tesla. Everything else is kind of shoddy right now, so make sure you're getting down to a trailer. Book most of your profits, you guys. Things only up 1%. So right now on NVDA, 100 contracts is paying $1,000. And see if we can break into this here. A little bit of a counter trend. Quick in and quick out. I like this on the 5. I like it because I think we could see a pre-market low here. So nice. There goes NVIDIA. There we go. We're going to trim some NVIDIA. I'm going to take half of it off right there. Coming into levels. You see how I do that? Coming into levels. Looking for the 100 to 200 pass here on NVIDIA. Just take our time and hold this one. This is a possible CIZ trade too, so just an FYI. So if you're in NVIDIA, don't be risking too much there. It's nice on NVIDIA, you guys. It's up 4.34%. Let's see if we get the far side of the CIZ. Things are starting to slide here. Just playing by the rules. That's it. Ten contracts in NVIDIA, we're up $230. Now we're up 330. Take some off right here at the far side of the CIZ because this is a CIZ trade. And I'm going to hang on to the rest here. Right, 8% for the 1.786. I'm expecting some kind of move at some point because we are countered. So on the 15-minute here, we'll look at the 50 SMA touch right here coming into the 15 on this. There we go. There's our push on NVIDIA. Good work on NVIDIA, you guys. 12%. All right, let's see what Tesla's going to do here. See if it wants to make that run. See if we can get in and out really quick. Just patiently wait for it here. May or may not deliver the opportunity, but looks decent. Well, I think it's looking like it. Just looking for that break right there. Waiting for it to break. To the upside. Not break down. There we go. Moving on that. There we go, you guys. Gotta be quick on these, very quick. She's holding below that high a day. See, if you know how to scalp and you're good, you can get in and out of these very fast. Like there was a couple $1,000s to be made there if you know what you're doing. So we'll give it one more chance here. It's a hammer candle to the downside on the 90-second. Risky move. The other move that we didn't get was that meta bounce off of 748.80. That was a nice move. There we go. There's the move right there. You guys, we got it. Take it fast. Take it fast. Right there. 6% move. Take most of them off. I mean, you don't know how far it's going to go. Be careful on it.